And there you go. We are live now.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to Katie's Corner in Space. Once again, we are here to talk about some Star Trek. And I wanted to first introduce you to my co-host who is on a week's fall vacation from school. My husband is also away for a week, so we decided that we were going to do a review this way because my editing time is sort of nil right now, and live was fun last week, so we'll try it again. Would you, my co-host, like to introduce yourself?
I'm Shirley, and I go to
Don't say the school.
elementary
Yep, you're in elementary. What grade?
third.
Okay, and let's see. What's your favorite subject in school?
I think either science or history.
Okay, that's good stuff. Star Trek isn't history though. It's like the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And now,
present, past, future.
now here's a hard question for you. Mommy's been showing you quite a bit of Star Trek lately. What is your favorite Star Trek?
I have to say Star Trek Prodigy.
Well, it's a real shame because Paramount they got rid of Prodigy, and so we'll never.
Bye. Good news.
Good news.
Prodigy came back on Netflix.
Oh, okay. But can we watch it today on Netflix?
Well, it's next year.
Well, we
I
think we should
think.
be able to see.
Like at the end of this year or the end
Yeah,
of
yeah.
next year, whatever. I
For
don't
the
know.
first season, for the first,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the second season, which is actually almost done being made. When do you think we'll see that? That one is
Next year.
next year. Okay. But we are actually here to talk about news. We're here to talk about. What show are we here to talk about?
Star Trek Prodigy.
No.
Prodigy. Lower Deck.
Yes, yes. And which episode? Do you remember? Which episode are we talking about?
Season 4, Episode 8. Caves.
Okay, we did make a little cue card for that. Did you want to hold that out? No. Look, aren't we creative?
Yep.
Okay. And so what kind of happens in this episode? What's our
So,
summary? Remember, oh, I am knocking on the microphone. Here.
um,
Do you remember our
so
summary here?
they have an away mission together trapped in a cave.
Yes, yes. And they're in the cave. They're trying to come up with a way to get out.
Yeah.
But what do they end up doing while they're in the cave?
Tell
Telling
stories.
stories. And so we get to see some of their adventures that have happened before this episode.
Uh, yeah. So, the,
Okay? Yeah?
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And so that's our short summary. And what are we going to start with?
The SOS. Standout scene.
What okay.
Scenes.
Okay. And what are standout scenes, do you think? They're
So, they're, um, scenes that stand out.
there you go. And we actually came up with quite a few of the same ones, didn't we, when we were
I'm
talking?
kind of scared to do this.
That's okay. I gave Shirley the creative ability to do whatever she'd like to with the cue cards to decorate them. And I said, not
Yeah.
all things are perfect. We all
Yeah.
make mistakes,
But
but
I,
our
I don't
mistakes are not our picks. So,
I don't really feel good about this one. I tried to draw them teleporting away.
using the transporter and
Yeah,
going, that is hard
yeah.
to just draw.
I
That's
drew the lines and stuff
okay. Well,
always.
that is a good try. Why don't you show? So, what is our first pick? What is that?
Sharing an away mission.
Yeah, they were really excited to be on an away mission together, weren't they?
Yeah, they said that when they got promo
Yeah, promoted.
promoted,
Yeah.
they don't usually get to do an away mission together.
No, not anymore. They do have some cool adventures though when being lieutenants now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was really cool. They were like, "Oh, I'm going on an away mission," and then Miranda said, "I'm going on an away mission," and then Rutherford and Tendy come and they go, "We're going on an away mission," and they were just so excited to actually be working together again.
So, should we tell the stories first or how it went?
Well, we're gonna tell all our SOSs that have to do with it. Just yeah, we're gonna say what happened. Now this one was one of Mommy's picks. but this is more of a grown-up part of the story that you get, and because of the many conspiracy theories that adults come up with the wackiest reasons things happen, and they call them conspiracy theories. And I liked Levy's conspiracies being proved true when it came to a certain species in the show. Yeah, he has some crazy conspiracy theories, and that's kind of what he's known for, isn't it? He has like these crazy ideas of why things happen
Yeah.
and what's going on.
Yeah.
And Boimler's like, no, 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 no. That's okay, sure, fine. Yeah, sure, that's what it is. Sure, sure.
Sure, sure.
And then it's proved that Vendalor
Vandalorian,
I think it's Vendorians appreciate
his
his
idea.
ideas.
And
They
then,
love his conspiracy theories. He's like, wackiness is like the perfect excuse not to get tortured or killed or whatever they were going to do to punish him
yes,
for not
yes,
behaving.
to lay the eggs in their throats.
Well, maybe that's because they were hungry.
And then burst out of their chests, which is very gross.
Do you think that would be gross?
Yes.
Well, it's just, the joy of giving birth. It's a super fun time. No.
No.
Speaking of, oh wait, but we're not there yet. So that was one of my picks. Don't worry about it. And then what's our next one? What's our next one? No, I mean the next. Yeah, we already went it.
Story.
Tendy's story. Now, what did we like about? You want to hold that up so we can go? Tendy's story.
Tendy's story. And
So,
then
what was it that we liked about Tendy's story?
she makes lots of friends.
Yes, she made all of her friends.
And
Admits.
her fears,
Now, what was her fear? Do you remember what her fear was?
because she was the only Orion in the space.
Yeah, well, on the ship.
Yeah, on the ship.
Yeah, and so she was worried people wouldn't like her just because of who she was.
But it's Star Trek. They never not when there's a when there's like only one alien on the ship. They don't make fun of them because they're just an alien. They actually they accept of who they are.
That's kind of the whole purpose of Star Trek, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, but what was the part that you really liked about this was
They get stuck in an elevator and they have to wait like 4 hours before someone comes to rescue them. It was a fun rescue.
It was a fun rescue. It was
Yeah.
good times. But what was the best scene in the whole episode?
Rutherford has a baby.
Rutherford has a baby, which is really interesting.
Because he is a boy.
He is a boy, but the rules sort of don't apply in space and aliens. You never can tell how things are going to work.
Drew, the doctor trying
You want to hold that up so people can see it?
Drew, doctor trying to phaser the baby out, and the arms were crawling out.
Well, that means the baby. But then the baby. What was weird about that? Let's see here. What was the baby?
It was a clone baby.
It was a clone baby. Don't forget the camera's right there. The clone baby.
Clone baby.
That's right. It was their guide had gotten slightly damaged, and then passed herself off into Rutherford.
Yeah, she just did this to Rutherford, and then it went all glowy and that stuff, and then poof,
Yep.
his
So that,
belly
yep.
just started getting pregnant.
And then what happened for Rutherford to have the baby? Because he's not a girl. So how did they have the baby?
Doc, wait,
No, you don't have to. Remember the doc had to cut open his tummy?
yeah, with a phaser, that would have hurt.
Well, yeah, because you know what? They didn't have any medicine to make it so it wouldn't hurt for a bit.
That's why I put a big phaser.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. All right. So those were our standout scenes. Those were the scenes that were really interesting. This is usually where Mommy says, if you're enjoying this video, please like it, subscribe, hit the notifications for more videos. Though these will be a little few and far between because usually little Miss here is in school. Now, and also I am going to take a moment because you're like, what? You're letting this? She's 8 years old. And while we really generally appreciate the censorship involved in the bad words, you're my little censor. Every time you hear a naughty word, what do you say?
Don't say that. That's a bad word. Stop.
Well, not for me, with the TV.
Yeah, bad word.
I'm not
Bad
really a
word.
bad word
Bad word.
user. She
Bad
loves to
word.
point out bad words. So we appreciate when Paramount or whoever does the censoring actually censors all of them. They missed a couple. At least one that I'm very kind of
Yeah.
was like, wow, all right, they let that one pass. But yeah, even though she's a little young, I did let her watch it. She's also a very smart child. She's top in her class. She does a really good job. So, and she has the intelligence to go, that is a naughty word. And if I say that, I'm going to get in a whole lot of.
Trouble.
You got it, Bob. All right.
Bad things equals consequences.
Now that we've done that part of the video, what do we do next?
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. And these are the little things or sometimes big things that they added to the episode that made it unique, interesting. And today, one of my favorite things was the introduction of a brand new species, the Vendorians, which
Vendorian.
I swear the first time they said it, I thought he said, did he say Andorian or Vendorian? And then the descriptions didn't quite match. And the thing that I liked about the Vendorians was, well, they were a new species, shape-shifting, and they kind of test morality or, yeah, I think that's what they were doing, was testing friendships or morality of humans. So that was interesting. They were very squiddy. I enjoy a good tentacle, which you can only really do reasonably on a regular basis in cartoon form. And Star Trek on Lower Decks and Prodigy does take advantage of the animation aspect and the ability to do a little something different. Sorry about that. And I like that they used to be kind of a myth from what they were talking about. It sounded like, along with Levy's conspiracy theories, the actual existence of this alien race was also in question. And bam, there they are. Proved to be true. Kind of another point of Star Trek, exploring and finding new life. So I appreciated that. You
This one.
well, hold on. We're you want to do that one? I was going to do this one next. Yeah.
When they were in the elevator, I added a little example in a clock, and it's a time lapse.
We liked our second honorable mention were the time lapses. We liked it was very SpongeBob, 2 hours, 4 hours, and the little activities in between where they were playing like sock basketball at one point.
Tried to guess the computer chip.
Yes, they were.
Stuff.
They kept themselves busy entertaining themselves in silly ways.
They just kind of fainted.
But what I enjoyed as far as elements of that scene, the element that I enjoyed best was the part where
This card basically explains it.
it was Shax is here to save you or scare you, depending on how much you have to use the restroom. And I liked that the way he just burst into Mariner nearly peed, Boimler did, and then we have that story, the one that they didn't want to hear, and that ending there where they're all friends enjoying themselves, having a good laugh. That is what the glowing moss wanted to hear more about, right? He wanted more stories.
He didn't want to hear about the cave ones. He wanted to hear about Orion's story.
Yeah, that's Tendy.
Tendy's story.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
But our very favorite honorable mention for this episode, it was because it caused so much fun havoc in one scene that we haven't even mentioned yet, and that was
The aging crystals.
the aging.
May I say something?
You absolutely can.
Mariner crashed a ship, and that made someone's bone literally poke out of their leg. And when he crawled to the aging crystals to try and heal it, guess what?
What happened?
His leg literally fell off.
That sounds problematic. Did he have to hop the rest of the story?
No, they just dragged him.
They just dragged him. You know, sometimes these stories don't seem very Star Trekky.
Yeah.
But we had one set of crystals that when you walked close them, you got.
Younger.
Yes.
I wonder if you, crawl on them, you would be just a baby.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Or you would be the little snake in when you're pregnant.
No.
Not born yet. You'll be the little snake.
So which would you like to do? Would you like to get older or younger?
I would get younger so I would be immortal.
So you,
I would basically be immortal because I would stay young for a long time.
do you feel like you're pretty old
So,
right now?
so like if I was 97 years old, then I could just crawl to the get to the crystal, and then boof, poof,
Okay.
baby. And then wait till I'm 97, poof, baby. 97, poof, baby.
Well, now, okay, now those were our picks, but there were some other cool things that happened in the episode, and I have one of them, the unusual discovery of this moss, a sentient moss that thought and talked and wanted friends. That was
Yeah.
unusual.
That's-
Even though they didn't have like a crazy big adventure, they got stuck in a cave, and Mariner didn't like that. They did discover something.
Yeah.
Not and not just the story of something that somebody else had discovered, but they discovered that moss, which is kind of cool.
And the moss basically said, "Ooh, I've only eaten explorers. Can we be friends?"
Yeah, yeah, that's how they were allowed to stay there and tell stories while they waited to figure out if they could escape. I wonder if they escaped. I don't know. Did they escape? Do you think?
You've got to wait to the next episode.
Maybe they'll still be there. That would be crazy, wouldn't it?
Maybe they'll still be there, and the moss almost.
What is it? We've got a fly in here. I don't know what the. All right, let's finish this up. Another thing was that it was a fun look back at some new adventures that the newly minted lieutenants had not been able to share with us before,
Yep.
including and the trip with back in Tendy's Pass and how that all started there on the very first episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't get to see that part in the episode. That wasn't in there. That's
And before they got in the elevator, they were drinking alcoholic drinks.
They were. They were. Do you think that they're
That's
probably?
why they fainted in the fourth act.
Do you think that's why they did in the? And that's why you should drink alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you tired, sleepy, and fall asleep in powered down turbo lifts. That can't be good for anybody.
Yeah.
Let's see,
Yeah.
and then the one other thing too. I couldn't include it on my list because, well, we have something against them, and I just couldn't in good conscience do it. And that was getting to know the Delta Shift crew, didn't we? We got to know them with
Yep.
Mariner a bit.
Delta shift. Delta shift.
And-
Delta shift.
And they got to play with the aging crystal, so that was cool. But
Yeah.
so yeah, we Delta shifted, and yay, that we did all right.
My leg chopped off, did.
Yeah, well, they said the doc was gonna grow him another leg, so that'll be handy. Overall, did you like this episode?
Yes, I loved it.
You loved it. Now you've been watching a little bit of Lower Decks with Mommy lately. How much did you love it compared to the other ones you've seen so far?
A quadrillion percent.
A quadrillion percent. See, it's these specific measurements that make this review so essential. I mean, a quadrillion percent. That'll really help you.
That's quadrillion is a real
I'm not sure the percentage is.
number, but quadrillion is a real number.
Well, I want to again thank Shirley. I know that not a lot of kids will hang out and help with mommy's hobby on their vacation. So I really appreciate you watching Lower Decks. I know it was a sacrifice and a struggle for you to watch it twice in one day.
Yeah, but I was hoping we could watch it a quadrillion amount of times.
Oh well, see the cool thing is that you can only watch those with mommy because they're with parental guidance.
Yeah, they're TV 3 something.
Yeah,
Forget.
TV 13 or PG. Yeah, parental guidance. That means you can't watch it without a mommy to help you explain some of the silliness. Yes, a guardian. You are
Grown up.
absolutely right. We're being specific here. Did you want to thank people for watching this today?
Thank you.
And we thank you. If you enjoyed this review, I'm sorry, that's kind of unique, and you probably won't see another one here like it anytime soon. But I do have other reviews for Lower Decks and other shows, and some information on a show called Outlander, and some information on the strike, which I need to update here in the next few days. You need a nap, or you need more Star Trek. We should get to that.
We need more Doctor Who.
Okay, we could do Doctor Who too. We're gonna do Doctor Who next.
Yep.
We also have that next movie of Star Wars.
Mm-mm.
No, not today.
Thank you.
There's gonna be Ewoks.
I still want Yoda, but I don't want. I don't want to watch the movie.
Yoda will be involved in this one as well, although it's kind of sad. Oh, and that's Grogu, but that's okay. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I will be back with a regular review, possibly of some sort next week. We've still got 2 more episodes left, and check out any other videos here. And I will see you there. Bye. Did you? That makes it.